how was shy wait, come to take the throne. To conquer world powers, bring Jacob home. I'm quarterbacking like Jake DeLone, like Mount Rushmore. I got a face of stone.
Okay. I got you.
Everything else comes from God. I mean, you know, I'm real big on that, but I hear yours.
I got you. Give me, what do you got? Hold Ecclesiastes 12. Before you get your precept, I want that Deuteronomy 28:1. Let's see what gets us out of here.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day.
Obedience, right? Obedience means doing what you're told, right? Now, the Most High, he gave the Israelites laws, statutes, and commandments to follow, right? Let's see what happens if we were to keep those commandments.
That the Lord thy God will set thee on high.
Set thee on high. Are we on a high estate right now? No, we're not. So that tells you that we're not, as a collective, doing what? Disobedience, right? Now it's saying, hearken and do the law, statutes, and commandments, right? That's from Genesis to Deuteronomy. Now to knock the nation, but do they teach y'all to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments? Y'all wearing fringes?
No.
Shave your face?
Yes, we do. Well, we shave our face. We don't have to.
Those are 2 commandments that are being broken.
I've heard that.
I've heard that.
I've heard that.
Finish that up.
But I know as a brother, it's some Hebrew Israelites who can't grow no facial hair either.
Yeah, they can't. But guess what? They're not shaving it though. They're not shaving. You can trim it, make it look good, right? But when you start shaving that off your face, now you're breaking a commandment. Do you now? Not to knock you. Not everyone knows this. Your hoodie and your sweatshirt, right? Is that 100% cotton or polyester, whatever the case may be, or is it mixed?
I don't know.
It's a commandment for us to wear 100% material of a garment. It's the small things. While you hold that, give me Matthew 5. Finish that.
Above all nations of the earth.
So if we keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, we're going to be set on high above all nations on the earth, right? Give me that. Give me 18.
Book of Matthew chapter 5 and verse 18. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass.
Now, the heavens we know is the stars, the moon, and the sun, right? So that's still there, right? Are we still standing on earth? So these things are still here, they haven't passed. Okay.
One jot or one tittle.
You heard the expression, cross your T's, dot your I's? That's essentially what it's saying. Dot your I's, cross your T's.
Shall in no wise pass from the law.
So this law is still intact. Go on.
Till all be fulfilled. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments.
The least commandments, right? That's keeping a beard, that's a small thing. Wearing fringes, that's a small thing. Not eating pork, shellfish, crab, lobster, that's a small thing. Making sure that you have 100% clothing, that's a small thing. Read.
And shall teach men so.
And the people that teach, no, you don't have to do that, or they neglect to do it and teach you to keep them. Read.
He shall be called the least in the kingdom.
So at that point, those that break those small commandments and teach men to do so, or neglect to teach them to keep them, they're going to be small in the kingdom of heaven. We're trying to get in a high set. Granted, we're just trying to make it first and foremost. We're trying to catch that first round of getting in. You see what I'm saying? So if you least, you don't want to be least, because you don't want to catch the second wave. Because if you want to catch the second wave, it's an explosive event.
The least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven.
And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get our people to do that as well. We don't want to be in a low status. We want to be in a high status. More importantly, we want to be on that first wave in. You see what I'm saying? You know, first come, first serve? We're trying to be first come and first serve. You see what I'm saying? You said you got a precept, King? Got to get it? What you got? Yeah, dropped it? Okay, come on.
Book of Psalms, chapter 19 and verse 7. The law of the Lord is perfect.
The law of the Most High God is perfect. It has that dietary law in it. It has an economic law in it. Well, not an economic law, but it tells us how to practice group economics. It teaches us how to keep a diet. It teaches us how to treat our people and how to govern ourselves, right? These are things that we are sorely lacking within our community. So the things that we need to fix our community is in the first 5 books of the Bible. And when you read in the Quran, it tells you to reference or read and follow the Torah, which is the first 5 books of the Bible. You see what I'm saying? Go on. Now, let me ask you this. Would you rather follow a secondary source or the actual source?
No, the actual source.
So the Quran, do you know what the word Quran means? It means to reiterate. To reiterate or to re-say. And when it's reiterating, it tells you keep the Torah. The Torah is only found in what we call the Bible. So again, you said you'd rather follow the actual source. Where's the source? So as far as the nation goes, like I said, as far as bringing us together, it's a beautiful practice. But what's going to get us out of here is when we come back home to these laws, statutes, and commandments, right? Go ahead and finish that.
The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul.
It converts us. It converts us from being evil to being righteous in our sense, right? Go on.
The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple.
And it's going to make the simple right, those simple wise, right? So it took, like me, a year and a half ago, I could not tell you anything out this book. But now look at me. I'm actually able to come out here and teach my people, right? So it made a simple person such as me wise in a sense, right? You see what I'm saying? That's what these laws, statutes, and commandments do. And belief in, now I know in the Quran they say his name is Isa for Jesus, right? Isa, right? Now his actual name, Isa. Now when you actually read the Bible, when you read the word Jesus, that's an English pronunciation of a Greek word. The English transliteration is Joseph. I'm sorry, is it Joseph? No, not Joseph. It's Joshua. Joshua. But when you actually look in the Greek transcripts, right? When you read the so-called New Testament, that name that's there for Jesus has a Hebrew root. His name is Yahweh. It means he is the deliverer or he that saves. That's his actual name. You see what I'm saying? And his father's name, who y'all reference Allah, right? Did you know Allah is actually a Hebrew word?
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that, right? It just means power. It means power. So like the angel would be referenced as Elohim, powers or judges, right? Now the actual Most High's name is Yahweh, meaning he is or he exists. That's his actual name, right? So that's who we need to come back and follow. So when our people are reading the Quran, they reference Allah. What power are you calling to? You know what I'm saying? Just like you may have a nickname and you have an actual name. Now some can call you a nickname, like okay, it's a different reaction. Now your mama call your full name out, you about to turn back. Yes, ma'am. What do you need? You see what I'm saying? You know, so it's a respect thing. You see what I'm saying? Now that name you don't give to no one else other than your people. Both those names, right? Praise. Precept. Go ahead.
So this is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6 and 17. For the very true beginning of her, speaking of wisdom, is a desire of discipline, and the care of discipline is love. And love is the keeping of her laws.
Love is the keeping of the laws. The law, statutes, commandments, that's how you obtain wisdom. Wisdom in the Bible is likened unto a fine woman, right? Now, there's a lot of fine women out in the world, right? Guess what? You got a wife, girlfriend, anything like that?
All I got is my son, and I'm content with being single.
Well, guess what? Want me to tell you how you can get the baddest woman in the world? You keep these laws, statutes, commandments, and wisdom's never gonna leave your side. You gotta keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. Like I tell my wife at home, like, look, you my girl, but guess what? Wisdom is my main squeeze.
Well, what, y'all got multiple? Well, you can have multiple wives.
I'll put it to you like, yes, we can. But not a lot of our people are actually mature enough to have that. It's one of those big things, point of contention within the community, which I don't know why. But there are some of us that are mature enough, and some of us that are not. Like it says, just because it's lawful doesn't mean it's expedient, right? You see what I'm saying? But that being said, I'm talking about a spiritual woman that's going to help my household, keep me on the straight and narrow path. You see what I'm saying? That's why I said if you want to have wisdom as your first love. Just read that part again. Because this, again, let's see how you get wisdom.
And Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 17, for the very true beginning of her is the desire of discipline.
Right? And so we have to be disciplined. Like all these brothers up here, we're disciplined, right? There was a point where we're completely unruly. We were not disciplined at all. We were just out here just like every random regular person. We out here wilding, right? But we found discipline.
And the care of discipline is love, and love is the keeping of her laws. And the giving heed unto her laws is the assurance of incorruption, and incorruption maketh us near unto God. Therefore, the desire of wisdom bringeth you to a kingdom.
And we trying to get to that kingdom, right? Now, hold what you got, but give me Isaiah 33:6. It's gonna bring this full circle, right? Because now in this time, this is where I started at earlier. So in this time, we live in a chaotic time right now, right? Give me, before you get that, stay in Wisdom of Solomon, I want you to give me 7 and 25. So in this time, we're killing ourselves, we're killing each other. We have other nations killing us, right? We're living in a time where there's drugs and gangs running rampant in our communities. Everyone's against us at this time. It's an unstable time for blacks and Hispanics, right? Now watch this. Hold that, but I want this first.
Wisdom of Solomon 7:25. For she is the breath of the power of God.
So like, start at 24.
24. For wisdom is more moving than any motion.
Wisdom is more moving than any emotion, right? You see what I'm saying? Whenever you make a move, you're gonna go to the job, get in the car, go to the gas station. You're about to act on something. Act with wisdom first. Not every action requires a superb amount of wisdom or deep thought or anything like that. It's just letting you know, act with wisdom with every move that you make, right?
She passes and goeth through all things by reason of her pureness.
And she's a pure thing, right? You see what I'm saying? See how it's represented as a her and a she? Because she's a pure thing, right? Just in this world right now, when you look at it, women rule the world. Let's just be frank about it. Everything points towards the woman and following the woman. Now, the average woman, women say, what did Beyonce say? Who run the world? Girls, right? What's going on in the world? Pedophilia, homosexuality, famines, rumors of wars, chaoticness all around the world, right? Exactly.
That's ran by women.
Exactly, right? Exactly, but guess what? Again, well, that's the woman who's not following after a man, or Salak. That's a result of women following after a man who's not walking with wisdom. And not walking with wisdom is not keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. Before you get that, keep going.
And Wisdom of Solomon 7:24. For wisdom is more moving than any motion. She passes and goeth through all things by reason of her pureness. It's the breath of the power of God.
She's the breath of the power of God, right? We're in a dead state. We're lifeless. When you read in Genesis 1, right? He talk about the Alahayim breathing, putting that breath of life into man, right? That's that wisdom, giving him order. Go on.
And a pure influence flowing from the glory of the Almighty. Therefore, can no defiled thing fall into her.
Now, before you get I know you want to get your precept, but give me Deuteronomy 4 and 5. We're gonna bring this full circle. Still got Isaiah 33:6. Yes. Give me that.
Yeah, this Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as Yahweh my God commanded me that you should do so in the land whithersoever so you possess it.
Read that part again, or read it again.
Even as, behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me that you should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it.
No matter where we go, we got to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, and here's the reason why.
Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom.
That is our wisdom, keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. Go on.
And your understanding.
And it's our understanding, right? Go on.
In the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes, and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
They don't look at us like that right now, right? But when we keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, that's our wisdom and our understanding, right? Now watch this.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 33 and verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times.
That's gonna make us stable in this time, right? Like I was saying earlier, right now we're living in an unstable time right now, right?
Yeah.
So we need stability. So what's gonna give us stability?
And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure.
And that's what's going to get us stability when we fear the Most High God and we get out of it. You got precept? Go on.
This book of Psalms, 111 and verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
Fear of the Most High is the beginning of wisdom. We have to, like you said, we have to be humble. And you like the word Muslim means what? To submit oneself to God, right?
Right.
So that's what you have to. You have to submit yourself to the Most High and be what? Be obedient. And how do we be obedient? Like we discussed earlier, keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. That's that fear of the Most High. Read.
A good understanding have all they that do his commandments.
Good understanding are all they that do his commandments. Not just hear them, but do them. Put them into practice. Go on.
His praise endureth forever.
And his praise endureth forever. You said that precept? Go ahead.
Yeah, this Psalms 111 verse 10 says, the fear of Yahweh is the beginning of wisdom.
The fear of the Most High is the beginning of wisdom. Read.
Hey, good.
Oh, yeah, my bad. Slack. Look at that. Hey, look, we got to hear it twice. We got to hear it twice sometimes.
Okay, so what? That means what?
Wait, one more time?
What does salah mean?
Salah, it just means forgive me or I'm sorry.
That's what I thought, man.
That's all it means. That's all it means, King. But yeah, but any questions, comments, concerns, King?
Well, no, hey, look, man. I'm gonna cut out, man, but
Let me get
I
you.
just had like a personal question, man.
Go ahead, King.
All right, y'all, I know that y'all have different camps and stuff.
Right.
Why are y'all like different? You know what I'm saying? Say for instance, personally, man, I love what's your brother's name, man? Chief Brother Gorilla.
Chief Freestyle is our brother,
Yeah,
aka the Gorilla
Hey,
Hebrew.
man, I remember this brother, man, whatever. Hey, man, this brother was grown so much. I'm real proud of him. He been messing with us since we was over there.
Oh yeah, I remember.
So, like, why do y'all have different, like, spirits and, I don't know if spirits is the right word, man, but y'all
Exodus 15:3.
y'all say things differently, you know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, man, hey, man, y'all the people, man, that I just gravitate to, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
man? You got some other brothers that's West End. I love those brothers, too.
But they have a
then
different
you got some
approach.
other- Exactly.
It's
So
you got
why is that? Why
so
is that?
yeah, before you get that. So you have so just like how some of us are more approachable, some of us bark at people, things of that nature. Some of us have different tactics, right? Now, just like you're able to come up to us and speak, someone may not agree with that. Someone may like the aggressiveness of the brothers over there at the West End. You have different. The phrase different strokes for different folks.
Right.
So not everyone's going to gravitate towards the same thing. But the key thing is some of us, we may have small differences in doctrine, right?
Right.
But the key things that we're teaching are what? Faith in who the world and they calls Christ, real name Yahweh Shai, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, and making sure that you teach your people so that way we can get out of here, right? Those are key principal things that we're all teaching. We may differ on some things. But we're still teaching the bread and butter, right? That's the main thing.
Like, there's some of y'all, I know that you don't like the word Old Testament and New Testament, but some of y'all subscribe to the Old Testament and some of y'all subscribe to the New Testament.
So there are some brothers that we call OT only, right? Now, to be honest, a lot of those brothers, I'm not going to say all of them, but a majority of them that I've seen, they may teach the Old Testament and only believe in it, but because they're not doing both, they don't have a full understanding, right? Because according to them, since it's only OT only, they don't believe that the Messiah has already came the first time. So the fault to that is now we have to go through a whole nother captivity and wait for him to come back once he dies again, right? But exactly, and they don't come out and teach. And they may teach to keep the commandments, but guess what they're not doing? They're not keeping the commandments themselves, right? You see what I'm saying? But now,
like with you don't know, man, we got
different sects. Within the group, there's different sects, right? But like I said, different strokes for different folks, right? Now you got 15-3. Now watch this. Do you want to know what the most effective mode of warfare is? Guerrilla warfare. See what I'm saying? You know what guerrilla warfare is? And also the Seminole Indians. That's why they're still at war with America to this day. Shout out to the Seminole Indians, man. Shout them out, man. But it's one of the most effective modes of warfare because it's one of those. It's just like a pop up and go. The enemy doesn't know what's gonna happen. They don't know what to expect, but when it happens, they're caught off guard. That's why it's so effective, right? Now watch this.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 15 and verse 3. The Lord is a man of war.
How is a man of war?
The Lord is his name.
How is his name? He's a man of war. So that's why I say guerrilla warfare is one of the most effective modes of warfare. That's why you have groups subject to Sicarii who come out and teach in certain ways they do. Certain groups like HOI, the Watchmen, GMS, who else? Light of Zion. You see what I'm saying? Sons of Thunder as well. Shout out to Sons of Thunder, man. You see what I'm saying? Different groups have different teaching methods, and even within those groups, you have different teachers who teach differently. You see what I'm saying? You know, this brother right here may be a little bit more subtle and aggressive. This brother got super precepts and he'd be luring the people into traps all the time. You see what I'm saying? It's just hilarious sometimes. You got some of them that be on the cool making fun of people. They don't even know it. They're too smart for their own good. They don't get it. You know, so you got different strokes for different folks. So it's made that way, or the Most High set us up that way to get different people. You see what I'm saying? Some people, like I said, may need that aggression because that's what they like.
Like you said, that Most High made us that way to get different people. And that's what I like to hear. And that's why I'm rocking Nation Islam. Hey, look, man, I got to
Okay. I got you.
I got nothing but love for y'all, man.
All praises. All praises. Get this precept while he's on his way up.
This Ephesians chapter 4 and 11. And he gave some apostles and some prophets and some evangelists and some pastors and teachers for the perfecting of the saints, for the work of the ministry, for the edifying of the body of Hamashiach.
See, and just like there's different there's different parts of the body, there's different members of the body, there's going to be different positions and different teachers for the body, man. The foot cannot do what the hand does. The torso cannot do what the leg does, right? Each different part works in its different way to support the body as a whole. You see what I'm saying? So Lord willing, this brother gets fully out of that, and he comes back to these laws, statutes, and commandments, man. But with that, I'm going to say, call halal, abanawa Yahweh, by Hashem HaMashiach, Malak Yahweh Shai, Shalom.